So glad to have you here. I'm CC with Angel Radio Tarot. What a pleasure to have you here again. Come on in and relax. Have a seat. Take a load off. Let's see what's going on your frequency today. Take what applies and leave the rest for someone else to enjoy. Hit that like, share, and subscribe button. We'll get you in the chat room in just a few minutes. There we go. Someone is, I'm not getting a breakup here. It is someone is separated from the one that they want to be with. Someone is in a broken-hearted state of feeling the absence of the person they want to give their heart to. It's like they can't. It's like they're obliged to someone else. Or they just are regretting that they did not give their heart to you before. Like they had perhaps decades to do something about it. And it always came down to something else, something else, something else. It just never happened. You have become someone's unfulfilled dream that they're going to go into their last third of their life as the one that got away. Recovery and hope here. I don't feel like they are going to take that whole chance of having you now after all this time of pining for you. This is how fucked up this is. They can't risk that you would reject them. They absolutely can't risk it now. This is somebody that you have had on some kind of a pedestal, emotional instability. You've always had some kind of crush in the back of your consciousness somewhere for this person, just quietly waiting for them to, one day they might get their shit together. One day. Like you always were waiting for them for you to be a big deal enough, and they always mistook it for you would always be there when they got to you. It was like you couldn't get them to take yes for an answer. Let's get this set here so folks can get in that chat room. Let me know where you're visiting from. Tell me you love me. Tell me what your Sunday is like where you are. Good afternoon to the East Coast. Oh, a hearty good morning to Europe. So if you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button right now and get in the chat. And holla, holla, holla. Holla at me. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know what's up. And of course, stick around to the top of the hour where one lucky subscriber who is in the chat will get their personal question answered live during the live stream. If you are watching this, yes, thank you. If you are watching this after the stream has ended and it's a video portion, leave your comments down there. Let me know you're around. Same thing. Tell me you love me. Let me know where you're visiting from. And yes, there you go. So there, it just shifted over. So let's see. Chris Sykes, if you missed it and didn't subscribe and thank you for your 2 stars, your 2 jewels. Thank you so much. Hey, just hit that subscribe button if it jumped you around. You got some wisdom here. It's so easy for you to not lay in wait about this person. You have such a level head about this, really pragmatic. Thank you for all the hearts. Thank you. I love the bonus round cartoons. You're moving in confidence here. It's just you wish this person would come across and maybe they would like for you to be more pensive about it. But the fact of the matter is you're just not that way. You're just not that kind. It's leadership and authority right here. And we're pulling out queens right here. And the only one that's not here is the Queen of Pentacles, but here is her page. So you're having to hide almost, or Spirit is hiding and withholding your obvious resources so that this person can finally lose interest in you, can finally let go of a justification for you living rent-free in their head and them kind of like privately stalking you in their life, hiding them true selves in their secret relationship with you. Like you're the only person that they let themselves be that version of themselves. So they can't bring you into the rest of their reality because then everyone else will know who they really are. This is not someone that you needed to be spending time with. They were never going to come across. This person is a coward, unfortunately. And maybe at 65 or 70, they're just now really starting to get a grip with the fact that they have been a coward on this in their life, their whole life. And it's been, if they're at 65 and 70, then they are, or they don't even have to be at 65 and 70. It's somebody that's let like 2 decades go by without taking action on something. And then holding on to this kind of self-pity grief of a relationship that they, Temperance here. It was like an overabundance of caution. They weren't afraid of you. They just didn't believe. They couldn't see your life with them in it. Instead of it being, it's an interesting psychological position to take, because instead of it being, they couldn't see themselves, they couldn't see you in their life. Instead, the position they took was they couldn't see themselves in your life. Like that makes them, how they think of themselves is just this detached, vapid, characterless, like they don't really do or make anything. Maybe they spend they're like the boomer generation where they would come home from their 9 to 5 and spend 6 hours in front of the TV until it was time to turn the lights down at 10 and go to bed. Day after day after day. And you mow the lawn on Sunday or some shit like that. But right now, it's like they're going through this weird self-pity aggrandizement. They're romanticizing you. They're romanticizing their own self-pity and not, oh my God, this person is just, they are really vain. Oh my God, yeah, I'm hearing that. You're so vain. Yeah, they could be an emperor, but they don't actually do anything. They talk a lot. And maybe they won't talk to you because you scare the shit out of them. Strategy and deception. They have to take up a role and gird themselves in a kind of reinforced identity. It's a role they take up, a suit they put on, because they don't have there's no personality there. There's nothing there behind that. There's nobody in there. They might have a lot. I get that they have a lot. They might have a lot of beautiful things. They might have a lot of, I don't think they have a lot of money. I think they talk a lot of shit about having money. This person wants so much for people to see them in a particular light, in a particular favor that they don't actually possess. That's why they've never come across That's why they never actually came across all this time. Because they're not that person. The person that they were even with you was just a role that they played that they didn't get to play with anybody else. That might be closest to the real version of themselves, but they don't even know who they are. And I'm thinking that this is somebody that you put a lot of admiration toward, and that they always stood aloof, and they always kind of were just out of reach. And you competed with yourself for this affirmation of being good enough to get the recognition, to win their return, just even their acknowledgement, a firm acknowledgement. And you could never get it from them. And it wasn't because you weren't good enough, or you weren't performing, or that you failed some secret entry club, or you failed to ante somehow. It was because the whole thing was a grift. They were selling, they're no better than a used car salesman. They were selling you a fantasy about who they were, because they have this fantasized version about who you are. So really, you can gauge your what you look like in their eyes by how they portrayed themselves. Did they portray as coming super suave? Were they super charming? Did the character they played? If you could pluck that out of a Hollywood role book, who is that guy? What actor would you pick to play that guy? Think of the clothes they wore every time you saw them. Did they have the same kind of uniform style? Or when they changed it up, did it seem like they were almost cosplaying in another culture? Like all of a sudden they're cool and hip, and they're dressing like somebody that's way younger and from a completely different, like they're a white guy that you've always seen in New Balance and Levi's from Weimar, and then the next time you see them, they switch it up. They're dressed like Eminem. So what role did they have picked out for you? What did they think they had to one-up you about? Was it about how you expressed your money or your style? You see this with Brad Pitt. You go back and see the women he dated from like Gwyneth Paltrow? Didn't he date Gwyneth Paltrow? Or no, it was blonde chick with I can see her. She was in Charlie's Angels. There's a breaking free and a liberation here. You had your standard set on this person because maybe you hadn't met somebody that pulled it off as clean as that. Somebody you'd finally been looking for, that you could really appreciate their style, appreciate how they did it, appreciate their ethic. And it's because they were mirroring you the whole time. They were trying to reflect back at you what they thought you would be most impressed with in order to win your compliance, your submission, your resource. Like, if you trust them with a little bit, then you'll trust them with a lot. It was a grift. There's nobody there. There's nobody in there. This breaking free here, you're getting out of any kind of having this in your orbit. Spirit is removing you from whatever grift that association may have exposed you to. They're stuck over here with this failed emperor energy, and I'm getting that this abuse of power, this warped sense of authority is being, the control now about that is coming from the outside. And they're slowly having their circle closed about what they're able to reach out and truly affect. They're getting not cut out because they're a flight risk, honey. They have some accounting to do. They're not just going to be cut out. They're going to be corralled for a hot minute before these people are going to let them go. They have some, they're not going to just get to walk away and retire from this. There's going to be people that want some details. Yes, I've said it before, this Dukes of Hazzard shit is over. No, we want some accounting. You're not just going to go get to ride off into the sunset and go fishing for the rest of your life. Yeah, they're not going to let you go without answering a lot of questions. And then they're going to watch where that person goes for the rest of their life and see who contacts them, who they contact, where they settle to, who suddenly shows up 2 years from now with all of the shit they need. They're going to be on that train for the rest of their life. It is that suspect. And you're distancing from themselves this wisdom, this removing yourself, taking your own authority, taking leadership in your own, like you got your own shit going on over here. You cannot be put into a state of compromise. Partly it's the Holy Spirit is arranging these things so that you don't have to be in a state of compromise. You are no longer in a karmic relationship with this. They have lost control. What is that? Ooh, the King of Pentacles shows up with the Chariot. Look at that. You know what this means. He has lost control, and the Chariot is coming loaded with all of the wealth and the coin and all of what they had in their pocket. When they lost control, they lost their grip of the treasure that was at stake, the blessings, the money. It's the money. We could use a half a dozen other cards that could say blessings. The Ten of Cups. Come on, there's a ton of them. But this is about cash, cold, hard. A bite on that. Cash, cold, hard cash in a loaded chariot. And I'm seeing a Wells Fargo coach and Ford, just lightning speed. I'm seeing chariots like Egyptian chariot, Greek chariots? No. Et tu, Brute. Were they Greek? Roman chariots. Heavily adorned. Roman chariots. Oh my God. The Ark of the Covenant as it was portrayed in Raiders of the Lost Ark. So what it's bringing. Oofta. I was asked earlier by another reader, through their reading, the prompt was about be very specific about your manifesting. Like get very specific and make that wish. And I prayed for peace. Joy and love come next. But it's peace, joy, and then love. That's how they come. You can't have it in any other order. And when our cards were, was finally getting some rest. The bounty that's coming, this cash cow, yes. And a holy cow, yes. A Hindu cow, a blessed cow. It is bringing this embodiment of rest. And we're crossing through, like I'm seeing archetypes, representations of major faiths, like almost like I'm spanning the globe, going around the equator with that kind of world weather view, and having these expressions of regional gods coming forward. So just this deep sense of peace is the bounty. This whole thing engaged a chain effect that is in the midst of our geologic, astrological, and then dimensional spirit transition that we're coming up to solstice. So we are climbing that hill. We're July, August, September. We get up into the end of September. And then we're looking through October 31st in our Halloween season in a big transition veil activity. So what comes with that, of course, is your big, it's not an upgrade, it's not a download, it's a level up. It's a massive transition into the, it's a, in levels of magnitude, the upgrade that has happened with this, your ability to do this manifesting. It's like, which come first, the chicken or the egg? You manifested this upgrade that could not have come without you being able to manifest it. And then the bravery and the strength card, it's this reinforcing this sense of authority here, this deep sense of Aries Leo. This is Aries Leo sitting right here together. That's that depiction there is the embodiment of Aries Leo. So this this transition has taken place for, okay, I'll call source, and over the next 6 to 12 hours, if you're an empath, you're going to receive waves of your attachment target. You'll be getting, like, if you experience clear audio, clairvoyance, clear presence, like I don't know, some of you may sit and take the posture of and assume the bodily imprint emotionally of this person as they are, and then having clear audio, listening to someone else speak to them, and then feeling their body's response. That's one empathic combo you can really kind of just feel very present with. It comes with a mode of compassion, because you can't open that gateway and sit in that proximity without being irritated by the way the person is or isn't reacting to you, and then wait for divine guidance about, when to end that connection. Those connections will end at their appropriate time. Those are accesses given by divine for you to have knowledge so that you can remain on course. So we're going to keep this over here. You got this, break free. So this person now is seated in this, they have locked in on their own divergent timeline. They can no longer access you. You can still go back and fall back into that karmic. It's not going to be well for you. This person's under investigation. So this person's connections, were everybody that they know would also be under investigation. Those kinds of connections, you may have been under a period of feeling like you were trapped and in surveillance. That sensation is not going to leave anytime soon, because now you awake, and whatever you do, don't go back to sleep. There's an imbalance here in a broken relationship. You're always going to have to be on guard of this person. Like, how you're aware of them now, don't ever forget, no matter how much time passes or no matter whatever, it's their loss. It's their lost opportunity. It's their heartbreak. Look at this. Hope and inspiration are in some kind of family. Yeah, this person wants to lock you up in a trap house. And they're still going to pursue this. They're always going to be locked in on, to them, moral correctness and remaining like in line with true whatever for the rest of their life is going to be locked in trying to fulfill this void of conformity They are not the kind of person that can step away from the whole Fox News forced femme blonde bimbo kind of that whole performance. The tan, the white teeth, the blonde hair, the overworked boob job, and I don't know, just wealthy boy moms, wealthy white boy moms. Thank you for the sticker. Thank you for the sticker. If you're, in America and a person of color, and if you're a black American right now watching, this is somebody that's still stuck on that same fucking treadmill. It's that same fucking treadmill. It's that performance. It's that whole, I don't care what financial status strata we're all talking about here. There's poor white lower middle class is all trying to do the same shit. And everybody pretends like that's why we're here. And this person is just, that's their imbalance. Even if they got right with you, they're still going to be just like, not going to be able to let it go. There's a recovery, hope, and healing card here. You can hope all day long for them. I think they are trying to talk themselves into, they can let go of all of that wealth, but they'll never be able to let go of the conformity. You're never going to make them feel comfortable. Everything about you stretches their boundaries of comfortable, conformative, orderly, representationally appropriate, family friendly. It's all very rigid. It's all very rigid. There's a lack of focus here. There's just this mediocrity here. And the Ace of Swords down, they just can't make sense of it. This is somebody that just gets confused by elevated capacity. Again, they might have a lot of money. They might be exposed to incredibly wealthy, influential people, but it doesn't mean that they know what the fuck's going on upstairs. They're all on autopilot. They all had access at some point, and they've been working program. It doesn't matter if they've got money and they know how to wear the fancy clothes and they got a freaking Louis Vuitton belt buckle. I can, shit. It don't cost anything more to go buy a freaking Louis Vuitton belt buckle anywhere else. And then just, come on, man. That's just not, that means that you can drop too much money for a belt buckle. What does that mean? What does that mean? That doesn't make the man. The clothes do not make the man. Lack of inspiration here. It's because this person doesn't want to have to do the work to actually have a character. It's just what it comes down to. They don't want to get their hands dirty. They don't want to have to do it. Maybe they're just a scoundrel and a son of a bitch. But they don't like to get their hands dirty. And they definitely are comfortable with the service class mentality. Like that there should always be a service class available to them. And your kind of, your resilience, your flexibility as a survival mechanism, they don't have that. So they have to downplay yours as you can't hold down a job, and you're flighty, and you're a flake, and you are just too flamboyant, and you draw too much attention to yourself, and you hear the word inappropriate a lot. And you're the one coming in with the moral code. You're the one coming in with why are you littering? My neighborhood is not not your trash can. There are people that call it being conservative. But being conservative in your world means conserving water and not throwing your trash on the ground and not wasting people's energy and time on bullshit and not having frivolous public projects when there are kids to be fed. And being conservative with your resources so that they go farther. And unfortunately, in this sad, sad world, the bar has dropped so far that that's considered extreme progressive. That's where our culture has gone. That's where the American culture has gone. Greedy, greedy, greedy. The sense of unfairness here. Boy, I'm really just picking up on that person's energy. Who, you know who this is. It's a whole archetype of human. It's a person that was not taught any kind of anxiety tolerance as an infant. They were just, that's how you spoil a human being. You ruin them for public consumption. Don't stand on the threshold here. So we're going to move on. We know who this is. It's nice to know that tie has been cut. Don't stand on the threshold here could also mean closing that door behind you. No more fighting. You got no more fight. No more. No. Oh, wow. Yeah. There's no more fighting here, and they have to cut tie because they made, I keep forgetting, and this is the part about don't go to sleep. Get caught up in the drama and the bullshit of personal experience. It's got nothing to do with the fact that we live in a place where there are people taking soul contracts out. Keep your head up here. Me too. Keep my head up here. Stay awake. There was a crossroads deal made, and you were the sacrifice or the prize. And something, a big, big push today about trying to get you to concede a point voluntarily so that they get both sides of the contract. Now, if you don't pick it up, what they're putting down, if you just leave it and go like, ew, and like, I don't know you, then they're left holding the bag and they have nothing to pay for the contract. So now their soul is used to pay for the contract, and now they have to physically pay all of the wealth that was gained by having this contract out. Has to all come back out of their pocket. That means clout, that means cash, that means jail time, that means deals gone bad, that means the grift finally falls, the house of cards comes down, and everything with it. And now not only are they ruined, no resources, and even if they got to be able to walk away from this, they would not have even the shirt on their back. Their soul is already sold, and they couldn't pay that contract. The yellow-eyed demon, the crossroads demon, doesn't give a fuck about material wealth. Doesn't give a fuck about influence. All of the petty things of man on this earth. So all of that stuff was like, oh, you want jewels? It's like throwing a handful of gravel down at your feet. And they'll come and scoop all their shit back up. Nope, 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 nope. And give me the red, nope. And I give, yeah, I don't care if it's gravel. Every little pebble of it comes back up this way. And now you fucking owe me. On top of this. Because you made me come out here and make a deal. With you. You, man. Eye chakra. Our friend here, our this poor unfortunate soul that thought that they'd use us for that was the thing too, was if they could get you to do this, they got to keep you. If they could get you to submit too, that meant that you would be there with them for the time forever forward, right? So they went on three ends. So this is 3 levels that they're going to get hit. What's the 3rd level here? They are being illuminated to that right now. Something about holding their breath. Oh, they're going to be made to suffer. There's going to be physical suffering. Because this person, maybe they could I was ready for this. I was ready for losing everything. Because there was a time where I said that I would give up all of my kingdom for her. I could start over. Especially if I had a shot at clearing house and being able to go back and win her. Because she's got it going on. I know we could make something of it. No, now they are going to be made to be cut off from you and to suffer. Something about black hair here in front of a black-haired person. Something about holding their breath. Their suffering is going to come, and now they're being hunted by a black-haired person. This black-haired person I'm getting is, there's a homicide. It's highly probable that their life will be ended involuntarily and by a mode of aggression from a black-haired person. And that's their karma that they earned through crashing all these deals out and being a grifter. So their suffering is going to come from their own doing. It won't have anything to do with you. You're free and clear of that. That's why you're clear now. But you'll hear that this person is going down, down, down at the hand of a black-haired person. They will be made to pay in a most suffering way. Don't enjoy that. Let the Lord judge them. Don't bring more onto yourself by enjoying that. You can be glad that they got their karma, but don't make more karma by liking it too damn much. Don't be a sore winner. Mind your manners here, and it's not you that brought it down, and it didn't get brought down for you. The Lord used you to do that. You say thank you. They're locked in a fugue state anxiety, so they just got that sensation of they just got caught. If you're an empath and you were a kid and you ever snuck out and you were about 3/4 of the way back home, just about to get snuck back in, and you got that feeling like, oh, I just got caught. And get home and find them sitting there, and they've been sitting there since exactly when you felt that. I have. And it wasn't even my own family. I got left with the neighbor for a couple days so my folks could go out. And I had a friend from school that's going to be moving away in a couple of days. So we all decided to meet up. This guy had to have been a freshman in high school. And I snuck out, sleeping over at the neighbor's house. And I was on my way back. I almost got away with it. And I got that sinking feeling, that panic that made me come back faster. And yeah. They know this is coming. They just got that news, the fight, because the fight's over. Crossroads Demon is like, hey, we don't have a problem anymore. No, you don't owe me a thing. I'm good. We've got our contract. And that's when he got that feeling. That he knows. He knows now. Shit. Oh, shit. You're needing to know this. Why? Why are we needing to know this? Because this is grace giving you some closure. Why do we need to know this? Holy Spirit, Divine, do you have any other information for us? Throat chakra. It's about their truth. Something about you being meant to bear witness to them receiving justice. Not that you'd need to testify, but that okay, I'm going to say this once, folks. Don't ask a question more than once, please, or it'll look like you're a bot and it'll start flooding the chat. So if you want to stay in the room, that I see your message there. Thank you. I just got a tickle that there was somebody getting a little bit antsy. There's a Dusty here that is exposed, that you just won over, or this like just you just took a they took a loss. You've travailed over something there. Oh, thank you for the $1. Dollar bill, y'all. Everyone matter. Every single dollar matters. Here's somebody is stuck. This person is stuck. They're stuck in a state of anxiety because they can no longer lie to themselves. The throat chakra has been unlocked. They're not in a state of like deconstruction all the way, but they can no longer convince themselves of what they did to you is right. That how they love you is good. The astral communication, and they can't talk to you. They are ripped up with anxiety because they're trying to talk to you. They can't get through on astral communication. They may still try to come to you in person. It's good for you to prepare yourself for if they're going to do that. It's a very high probability because they don't really have any other move, especially if they're accustomed to this. You've been living rent-free in their head, and they've been taking that as access. And maybe they've been getting some, root chakra here. There's some fear-based going on. They've been able to get some fearfulness satisfied. They were concerned about their survival. That's the root chakra. You're not afraid. You're concerned for your survival. Whether or not it's valid becomes a pragmatic point of evaluation very quickly without emotion. There was a full stop to this. They were the ones that were responsible for all of the constant compulsions for doubt and self, just like over self-regulating yourself, doubting yourself, or trying to drive some fear, insecurity, instability into you all the time. Let's see, they weren't able to keep you pruned back. They simply weren't able to control your growth. Okay, so we're getting confirmation here that they are powerless. Again, this is somebody that was putting themselves in a role of someone that you would take as admirable, and therefore holding authority over you. You would more naturally be willing to give your time and attention and submission, your submission of thought, your alleviating your readiness to argue with them. If you are a person that they admire, you're less likely to find conflict with anything they have to say. They'll get their way more often. They can influence you. They're influencing you. And they simply don't have, you have come to a point where you recognize that there is no embodiment behind the role, you don't know who that person is. All you've ever known is this act that they put on. You may have come to a point there toward the end where they suddenly acted like a completely different person, and it's because they let their act fall. So maybe they felt like they finally could, and you're realizing, why do you sound so different? Who are you? Who's talking to me right now? I don't understand why you sound so different. And it's because you basically, they were all up in your heart chakra. You were getting catfished. That's what, and it don't matter if it takes 20 years to do it. Maybe you did have a relationship with this person for a while. off and on, or just like somebody that you've consistently known amongst the whole salad of people that you've known over the last 40 years. The whole time they were not at all who they represented themselves to be. And it could have been anybody. Don't get too personalized in this. You just happened to be the most interesting one that caused them any kind of... You're the only one that said no. Or you're the first one that said no. Or you're the most interesting one that they really wanted, they thought they had some influence over you. They wanted some influence over you. There's been plenty of other people that brushed them off, but they wanted you. It's because you're fucking quality, baby. Everybody wants you. Get in line. Get the fucking line. Everybody wants you. Ba-da, ba-da. We're all in harmony right now. We just settled in to a really nice vibration there. That's how we cut them off completely, yes? We just walked through that mental, emotional attachment by having some compassion for something we just simply cannot make sense of. And at this stage in your life, if you're over 25, baby, if I can't tell what you're trying to get across to me, I'm going to assume you're trying to take advantage of me, so I'm just going to take offense. If you can't be clear with me, I'm not dumb and I'm not inexperienced. If you can't talk to me square, I'm just going to take offense. Okay. So you can have compassion. You start with compassion for those things that you don't. If you still want to fuck around and try to figure out why is this person so Hello, my dark Aries. Yes, in the next 24 to 48 hours, you're going to have to deal with this person in some form or fashion other than astral communication. They can't keep up what it takes for them to be able to get on your vibration. I suspect for me, the person that is attached to me on this level can only get on this level if they're high. And they're too old to be getting high anymore. They can't bear it. They can't handle it. So they simply can't get a hold of you anymore. Maybe the high is not working anymore. Whatever chemical inducement that they're using, whatever fasting or whatever alteration that they're doing to induce a frequency that comes to you naturally. Christian is not got nothing. Got nothing left. Christian's got nothing left. Got nothing left. I hear you loud and clear. This person could be a name of Christian, or it could be an actual Christian, represented by somebody who's hyper fixed on their faith. Not that being a Christian for them is bad. It is just that it's virtue signaling for them. And it's highly probable that this person is doing both, that their name is Christian and they're behaving in some kind of moral righteousness, some kind of virtue signaling, some kind of make it look good, but they're not actually morally centered. They're not morally righteous. Their behavior is not centered. They're not, they're two-faced about all of it. Yeah. Yeah, I heard someone say once, I'm conservative by policy and liberal by practice. And my reflex was, a hypocrite. Because you want everybody to think you're uptight, white, and out of sight, but you're over here doing all the nasty shit. Misdirection here about a family or family setup or the family rules, or breaking the family rules. Someone wants to call you out on, hey, you were part of it too. Yeah, they're trying to throw off that you were part of helping them be this two-faced whatever. Yeah, but I wasn't lying to anybody when I was doing my end of it. And you know, we're right here on Angel Radio Tarot, we are huge fans of giving people enough rope to hang themselves. Give the man what he wants. Let's see. Shit goes both ways, baby. You can't be walking up on a baddie and thinking, I'm going to come home and bake you cookies, bitch. That's not how that shit works. That's not how that shit works. I don't know what the fuck they thought was going to happen. I really don't. What did they think was going to happen? Like you were going to turn into somebody else? Like, okay, but when you're with me, you'll do this, like this, right? Yeah, yeah. After we get together, you'll be like this, right? No, no. I have standards. You should try some. They're good. Yeah, gotta get dark and dirty here. We gotta play devil's advocate here. That's literally what I just did. Literally what I did. I can't make this up, folks. Jump in there and holler with me with the hearts. That's right. Literally playing, oh, he says, I got standards. You should try some. They're good. You should play devil's advocate here. Ain't got time for fucking around. Ain't got time for joining in on somebody else's delusion of wanting to come in and take your power from you. Oh my God, it's a fucking predator working a crossroads deal trying to elevate on you. I can't make this shit up, folks. It's falling right out of my face. You see me. You see me. Yeah, they don't want you crossing over. They want you totally tied to them. They want to ride your coattails up to the next level, which is a riot, because this whole time you may have thought that, oh, well, this person's got all of this going on, and they're so like, and they were on the game with this, and they're just like light years ahead of me, like this, and no, all of that was just all of that. Maybe they do have all of those boxes checked off, but that's still an insecure little fucking coward in there. And you got to be careful too, because you trigger that in a man body, and that's a dangerous human being. That's a savage. That is a barbarian. It's like then they got a point to prove. But they're out of their league. They're just out of their fucking league with this. There's something here about don't corner a man to lie to you, because he will. Behavioral, it's not an exercise. Yeah, you're being used, being cautioned here to, yeah, Aries going dark over a Capricorn. The darkest kind of Capricorn, it's time to pull back and go dark and get cold. Don't tease this, and don't be tempted to get up in their face. Remember what we said about don't laugh at this shit. Don't laugh at this shit, because this motherfucker will feel that too. They come back around because they can't get a hold of you with astral projection. Don't get fucking bossy. Remember, you're dealing not with the person in front of you, but the darkness that they could be. Don't piss them off. Don't poke that bear. I know who you are, motherfucker. I know who you are. You get later up in life and you got a stalker from way back. These bitches go off and get money, and they get nerdy friends. and they get dangerous. They still can't transmute, though. You're protected. It just keeps coming back. They can't touch you as long as you keep your head right. If you start laughing at them, like, you know, these are sociopaths. These, in many cases, they get this kind of money and they get that kind of influence. They get insulated by people who, whatever I can do to make you happy. They will do shit for this person and make people disappear. So, just, this is the kind of thing, man, you steer fucking wide. You steer wide. You stay way the fuck away from these people, the people that are watching these people, the people that these people are watching, the people that are watching them watch them. And the longer you stay out of fucking connection with any of this stuff, the further you get pushed back out of that circle of people of interest. And this person, let them get surrounded and further crush of people that are disturbingly interested in the darkness that's going on coming out of them. Let them fucking have it way the fuck over there. You don't need the glamour. I don't want the money. Or what is it? I don't want the fame. Just give me the money. You believe in something else. You don't need faith. This isn't about faith here. This is about strategy and keeping your ass in one piece. Stay the fuck away from people like this. And you like get away from it enough where it's not stay away from this kind of person because you're still having a personal reference relationship with what this kind of person looks like, and that's your karmic connection. No. Stay away from people like these. Stay away from people like this. Turn them back into strangers. Turn them back into strangers. They don't have any kind of fame, any kind of fortune, any kind of prospect. Stay the fuck away from them. There is nothing about that is good. Nothing about that is good. These are people that it goes beyond, oh, they have the capacity to do it. Well, just this once turns into this is how we handle it. What was that about? This is how we handle it. They know something about being two-faced, getting their head in the clouds, turning their feelings off, and it's no longer about what's insatiable. We're going to satisfy this, whatever this is, whatever the fuck we want. We will do whatever we want. Can you imagine most of the planet doesn't have access to that kind of insulation? But imagine with me for a moment that you can live in a lifestyle where someone else will do and say anything you want and can pay for, and it never comes back to you. It's never on paper, it's never in writing, it's never even face to face. Just shit just happens, and the things that you happen to say off the cuff to somebody in the right place at the right time, your shit just gets taken care of for you, and you never have to question, and it never comes back to you, and you know exactly how it's happening, or you wouldn't be feeding that thing. Well, we do that shit on the astral communication level, where they can't touch it. But if you can't do that, you got to be one of these people with shit tons of money, and you can. And you can do anything to anybody else on this planet that you want. That's intoxicating. Most of us never have to deal with that level of temptation because we never have access to that kind of money. We never have access to that kind of influence. But some of us have. There's a dark starseed that is coming in quiet, maybe in the dark, in the next 24 to 48 hours. So Aries, we're reiterating your contact, your corporeal face-to-face. 24 to 48 hours. So this is not a star seed, but it is this energy. I get that they're sending a flying monkey to come collect confirmation because they still can't show their face. So, yeah, if you want to avoid your regular routines for the next 24 to 48 hours, don't show up in the places you're usually at. Then you can force this person's hand to come and have to find you themselves. Because what I tell you, they're running out of money. They're running out of money to throw at PIs and strangers and people in their men's club or people in their private club or people in their whatever their golf club. Golf clubs are dangerous too, man. You ever seen a golf club weekend? That's 200 unsupervised men for 3 days. And they all wear alligator t-shirts with the collars up. Their little eyes on t-shirts. Their polos. Succubus energy, Leo energy. Yeah, there's a whole network here. There's a whole network here. And they just make stuff happen for each other. It's not what you know, it's who you know. It doesn't have to be any kind of formal society. All these guys have their pecking order. You know who's in charge. You know who's a suck up by walking in the room. You know who the doorman is. Scorpio, you know who the stinger is too. And Virgo. You know who's running the show. This is some mob energy. Like these informal clubs, these informal associations like this, people don't realize. They think that they're just stepping into a singular opportunity that they've never had before. But it's this fucking car salesman, and he's got a whole network of people working in the background that he's already talked to and run this business up 6 months ago on. Already got in place. Every single one of them's on the string, and nobody's talking to each other because he's got something over the heads of every single one of them. And he's got a finger in every one of them's pocket. And that all came out of that Crossroads deal. Get the fuck away from this person. Stay the fuck away from this person. So the whole deal is they are coming into a place where they, outside of whatever this mob boss bullshit, wannabe hood, wannabe gang banging bullshit, bunch of white boys, their auspicious leader is a whiny little bitch that can't get over a crush from however long ago, and is just butthurt without the balls to do anything. Won't close it, won't get over it, can't do anything about it. Can't bring himself to do anything about it. So this is the person who has this big fish in a little pond syndrome wherever you are, whoever this is for you. In the next 2 days, today's whenever this hits you, they're going to have to come to you in person if they want to get anything done. Not that they're going to, but that the window for them to be able to have somebody else go and do their business for them is finally going to come to a close. They may never come to you. They may never come to you. But that window for them of having somebody else come and pester you, they're being forced to have to come and do it themselves if they want to get it done, that window is coming to a close in the next 2 days. Let's get into our personal question here. We are coming way up into our time. It's been wonderful to have everyone here. Yeah, we was right at the top of the hour. Look at that, folks. Fantastic. Great to have you all here. Hello, hello. What's going on, everybody? What's going on with everybody? Let me get a little pop out here so I can read from this far back. My goodness. How good it feels to know that things on the other end are finally coming to a close. So that ambiguity for you you know that it's wrapping up. It's going in the direction that you think it is. The natural progression of the human behavior of this connection, you can predict, so long as, I mean, you can predict it anyway. If you take a step back and make even one little breath of a contact, you're going to have to fucking deal with it. You're going to have to deal with it on some level. You're either locking it out or it's going to come in. I was going to say it's going to be neutral, but I don't think there's a neutral position for you to have here. The neutral position, you would think it would be you staying disconnected. But no, that is an action that you are taking. I want you to do that on purpose, with purpose. And to continue that action. It's not just a set in stone, because you'll be like, oh, what happened? Something will happen to you. No, you need to take that kind of fortitude of, this is an actionable decision against this person for the rest of my life. Ragwara, hi. I still gotta get a little bit bigger. There we go. Well, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you, Ragwara. Thank you, Bolin, for all the hearts. Let's see. We'll see if we can get a non-romantic reading here. Oh, we might come back. BM3379, thank you for the jewels. Thank you for the flower. Yes, thank you. Show your appreciation with the super chat. I love it. Thank you so much. Ruby Chala, hi. Thank you for the likes. Let's see. What's that? Muskin, hello. Hello, yes. Well, Muskin, as typical, at least 2 or 3 times a week, I'll pop up with a live. I try to vary it between early day in my local time, and most of the time it's about this time. Well, no, I really do hit it first thing in the morning, midday, and late in the evening, and whatever week cycle I'm on. And I'll do a general reading for about an hour and just let the what resonates come out. And then at the top of the hour, subscribers will have a chance to be in the chat there. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe, but I welcome your membership and your super chats. Help support the channel. Thank you so much. And all of your jewels and all of your likes and shares. But then if you're in the chat there, I'll pick someone. I'll pick a question here, something that just stands out. And one lucky winner gets their question answered during the live stream. Oh, thank you, Mavie. Thank you so much. I'm glad it resonated with you. Thank you. Thank you for the comments. Let's see. BM3379, you were certainly in the running for the reading. Joey, hi. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Just catching up here. Do we call her sister? You can. Yeah, it's to not play games, and they think that you can't pick up on their energy. And you totally know, and you can tell what they're doing by what they're not doing. It's, you know what's going on in the world around you. You see what's going on in their world. Shit pops up. You know people. I mean, for Pete's sake, the one I'm talking about where I am, it was like a year ago, it popped off with a news item that he's being investigated for freaking financial fraud. So, trust your instincts on these people. If shit doesn't add up, it doesn't add up, and we're not kids anymore. This isn't about five-finger discount. The people that you're getting in trouble around when you're 40 and 50, if they're not going to jail for doing some like hands-on crime, they're going to jail over lots and lots of money. And shit, that's just way, way, way more than I ever want to take on. Let's see. Okay, so we're going to get into the grab here about whose question is going to, let's see. And thank you, maybe. Thank you for the dollar. And let's see. BM 3379. Let's do a short general read for you. There we go. And if you are in the room and you want a longer personal read, we can do a $40 super chat for a 20-minute read here at the end of this live stream. And yeah, well, it'll be available immediately following this short read right here for BM 3379 during the live stream only. We're going to do just a quick throw out read here. Discovery here about a Cancer manifesting, hiding in some place you're not seeing. Yeah, there's discovery again. A Cancer. It could be a Cancer person. It could be a Cancer, bodily Cancer. But there is discovery about it. Is this a time frame coming through? Someone's going to come through with a message about, yeah, I don't like this. A Taurus future faking about someone having terminal cancer. There's a Taurus here lying. It's going to be discovered that a Taurus is lying about having terminal cancer. They're future faking. And it's being followed by the PI. It might be something that, yeah, that you are able to investigate through meditation, the non-corporeal self. If you just spend some time meditating on what you know about this person. It doesn't have to be actual cancer. It could be just something that they set in place to spoil something that's going on in your house. You're being told to mind your business. Somebody puts you off of asking questions about this, then that is a good person to actually ask more questions about. That's the person. The person wanting to shut the door in your face is the one that you need to be going, hey, come on back here and talk to me for a minute. Come here and let me talk at you. So you'll know who that is. Anything else on this for BM 3379? So now is your last chance. If you would like to get your personal reading at the end here at this live stream, go ahead and put your $40 in the super chat with your question, and you'll have your 20-minute personal reading right here, but only during the live stream. So if you're watching this after the stream has uploaded, get down there in the comments and say hi. Let me know where you're visiting from, and shoot me some emojis down there in the corner. There you go, the hearts. That's right. That's right. Consider becoming a member today. Anything else for BM30? Oh, let's see. Something about not getting any help with this one. You're not going to get any help with this one, or don't expect any help. Don't expect any help with this one. It's a contest. Stay elevated, okay? BM 3379. You're being reminded to take the high road on this one. It's not the kind of contest that you're going to get down and dirty with. If you stay elevated, nobody gets dirty. It could be with a Pisces, but there's not going to be any tears. If you can stay elevated, stay calm, stay peaceful. Even when you are being drawn to respond with passion, if you can just not suppress your feels, but like consciously right now I'm going to stay present. If I need to feel something about this, I'll think about it later, and it'll come up later. But right now I need to focus on staying calm, observing what's going on around me, taking as much information as I can. And this amount of time that I am doing this will allow me the space to formulate a wise response. It will come naturally. All you have to do is stay calm long enough for that natural thought form to arise, and you will always have the right answer. Wow, that's for you. I hope that helped. Yeah, that's the end of our reading today. Thank you everyone for being here. I am Cece with Angel Radio Tarot. Thank you for all your love and support. Come back soon. Hit that notification bell so you know when I'm coming up again next. It's a very good possibility on a day like this that I'll be up again live today later. Take care, folks. We'll see you again soon.